Yeah, I'm very excited for 2022, man. I really am.
Yeah,
Yeah, I always get excited for New Year because it's an opportunity to kind of
out of
start,
fresh.
yeah, start on a clean slate. You know what I mean? Because I think what tends to happen is human nature, isn't it? You end up beating yourself a lot for things you didn't really achieve, and that kind of carries on throughout the year. I mean, but you don't really get that time to really count your blessings, if you like, the things that you've actually achieved. And that's why, if you remember last week, a part of the conversation was about gratitude
Yeah,
and
yeah,
to just look back and say, right, yeah, maybe some stuff didn't go as planned, but there are areas that went well,
yeah,
and we kind of went through the different places where you could actually do that: your family, your spouse, your children, if you've got family, your workplace. So many times when we talk about workplace, we're talking about it in a negative sense, like, oh, this place, oh, the manager, this, that, and the other. But then it's time to kind of focus on the positives that it's helped you pay your bills, and really helped you propel with your dreams and stuff. And
yeah,
so it's nice when you come to this time where you can really reflect objectively and make plans to start afresh and do better for the new year. So I'm really excited for 2022, to be honest. There are areas already I've kind of highlighted that I want to work on myself for the coming year. So it's exciting time. It's exciting time. Um,
well, that's good, and well, I think one of the things that really uh possibly uh makes some people not very much interested is an area that we normally discuss, the area of, the goal setting and stuff and the New Year
mm,
resolutions. So, somebody's been doing this for, a couple of years and, realize that, well, this doesn't work. So apart from the first day of the new year, sitting with your family, having a meal and drinks and cheer up, January 2nd or 3rd is business as usual. Go to work, come back, is a change
mm,
of calendar, So
yeah,
unless you look at it objectively, it is what it is. And actually, what I was about to say, one of the point I really wanted to kind of highlight on my presentation is is the fact that you know the the Earth kind of rotates. We got 24 hours, and we got a week, and then we got a month, and we got
mm,
a year. It's just rotating really, as geographically as it is. But for the past whatever 6,000 years, whatever years that the world has existed. But you see, for me to make sense of it, we've set the time, right?
mm,
So we have the time in it in which we can't really got to take up the challenge that, okay, today is a new day. What am I going to do? It's 1 week, it's gone. What have I achieved? Next year is another year. What am I doing? Otherwise, it's just a calendar. It's just going to go round and then you count. Year one, go round. Year two, go round. So for us to really make sense of it, we're going to look into that. Okay, you know, yeah, me as a person, me as a human, me as an individual, what am I, doing with the calendar? Otherwise, the time is going to pass and nothing is going to change because the difference between Monday and Tuesday is a name. It's the same
it's a name, really.
24
Yeah.
hours. It's a name, and maybe the weather is going to be different, but more than that, it's just another day. But we're
Mm,
going to make sense out of this another day. Otherwise, it's going to pass, and then a week pass, a month pass, and then that's it, really.
yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I just wanted to pick on a point you said earlier about people not really being too keen about goal setting and New Year resolutions and stuff, especially coming to the end of the year. I think the problem is so many times we actually don't make resolutions. We make wishes. We come to the end of the year and we have a wish list almost. Like, I wish I did this. I wish. We don't say I wish, but in actual fact, that's what we do. And the reason I'm saying that is because usually we don't have a plan to back up what we actually want to achieve. So if someone comes almost like up out of the blues and decides that this year I want to achieve one, two, three, four, whether that being to do with health, finances, business, relationship, whatever it is. but they just come off the cuff and they just decide, all right, this is what I want to achieve. So it's just a wish. They haven't really looked objectively why they failed to achieve it the year before, for instance. So they never really did any review to see, why didn't I achieve it last year? What were the reasons why I didn't achieve it? They never reviewed that. Or they never really looked at their life objectively to see what their values are, what really ticks with them, where exactly is it that they want to go in the bigger picture. For instance, like the bigger picture, like where do I want to be in the next 10 years, as an example, for instance. Because if I know that, then my plan for next year makes more sense, because at least it has to fit into where I'm going. But if I just wake up and say, this year I just want to do 1, 2, 3, but I don't really know where I'm going in 10 years, then chances I might go this direction this year, and then next year I may start going in a different direction, because I don't have a grand design, if you like. And therefore this year I'm like, I want to do this 1, 2, 3, 4. Next year I'm doing something completely different, which almost negates what I did last year. And then before I know it, I'm going around in a circle. I'm not really going in any particular direction, because I keep making these wishes without really looking at my life holistically and see where is it that I really want to go. And that's why I last time I gave an example of company resolutions. When companies sit down to make resolutions, they just don't make them off the cuffs. They make them based on annual reports. They look at the reports, they scrutinize the financial reports, they scrutinize, the market, they scrutinize everything. The board members sit for weeks sometimes before they come up with these board resolutions to make changes for the coming year, or for the coming quarter, or for the coming 5 years, or however long it is that they make those plans for. But it's based on where they want to go. It is based on where they came from. It's based on the challenges that they're facing, and their SWOT analysis as well, what their strengths and weaknesses are. Because sometimes you have to look at that as well. If you want to achieve something, you have to ask yourself, can I actually do it? And really analyze yourself that way. So yeah. And I think if we can get this message across, Stephen, to people, that New Year's resolution is very much about looking back, and also about looking forward, and not just that, but also looking within yourself and seeing what really you want to achieve, and what your values are, and what your strengths and weaknesses are, and what your opportunities have been, and what they'll be, hence the gratitude. Then I think people will start seeing more positive results when it comes to this plan. And that's why I'm so excited about these sort of sessions. Unfortunately, the turnout is not that great, but I believe the recorded one will go far and wide and really help people to really tune in into really having this habit of being more not objective, but more proactive, and more deliberate in the way they approach life. More deliberate, like, this is what I want to do, this is my plan, this is how I'm going to achieve it. If it fails, I can come back and see, where do I fail, and be more pragmatic in our approach to life. I don't want to stop preaching, because if you allow me here, I might go on preaching for some time. So it's 3:22, Stephen. What do you think? Shall we get cracking?
Yeah, we can crack in it. Actually, possibly I will say, while I think we're 3 of us, so we can kind of discuss. Well, I can throw, the thing that I want to throw, and then you can, people can chip in, and and then I can throw another point. We can
Absolutely.
In,
Absolutely. Before you do that, Stephen, let me just say a bit of a word about who we are and what we do for those that might be watching this recorded in the future. We are Lifetime Success Seminars. My name is Charles Stephen, and I've got Stephen Buraganya as well, who's the co-host alongside myself. And Lifetime Success Seminar is a series of programs that we air every fortnight, every other Saturday, where we raise conversations to do with personal development. So anything to do with health, fitness, mental health, lifestyle, business, finance, relationships, you name it, any area of personal development, that's what we delve in. So we raise these conversations to our communities, try to challenge our communities to do better in these areas, to challenge ourselves to really have a positive mindset with the way we approach life, and really make a difference in our personal lives and in the lives of our communities. So in a nutshell, that's who we are. We don't work in isolation. We work in partnership with different organizations. We work very closely with ECHA and the To Live Women Group, both based in Reading, and we even have some of the members from those organizations that we collaborate with, and some of them are actually in this forum today. So in a nutshell, that's who we are. And at the topic of our conversation at the moment being the end of the year, we thought it fitting to talk about New Year's resolutions, about preparing ourselves for the best year yet, and about creating your own personal roadmap for the year 2022. And so 2 weeks ago, we started this series, and we talked about some of the things that you can focus on, about making a commitment, about year review, about gratitude, and we also looked at your personal analysis of your life as well. So today we've got Stephen Buraganya with the presentation to pick up from where we left off. So Stephen, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Charles, and I do appreciate for the nice, good introduction. And yes, as you already say, the key thing for these sessions really to kind of see how we can, edify one another, how we can share, experience from each other, because you have an experience, I have my experience, which will benefit you, and are going to benefit from yours as well. So yeah, so let's dive in. And yeah, so as we are preparing into 2022, and well, I know it's a very important season of the year, as we all know, excited for the new year, excited for some few holidays ahead of us, etc., etc. But I want us to kind have a little chat, especially I think at this time of year, we normally hear, and we mostly hear the goal setting and New Year resolution, which are key actually to where we are going. But most of the time, personally, I don't know about you, but possibly you may relate to this. When we set the goals, for example, and New Year resolutions, things like that, or when we list the barriers and the challenges that we expect to meet on these, we most of the time look at these things kind like objectively outside, right? So you look into these like goals, you look at them like there are things out there, but it's important to kind infuse yourself in the goals, right? Put yourself in this, because you see, it's easy to set a goal and say, okay, this year I want to do a jog, I want to go to the gym, I want to do this, I want to do that. And when you fail to do those things, you look at them things like, yeah, I failed to do that. But you're not really putting yourself tough enough in the equation. The things that they're not the problem. The gym, the jogging is a problem. You are the problem. I am the problem. So you're going to really come back and focus on you, right? So most of the time, see, when you fail on something, you're just looking at that thing, but you're not looking at you. You're going to look at you, because that thing, the gym and whatever the weight, it's just a weight. If you fail to lift it, well, you're the one that you need to look and do that. Well, I have failed. So what I'm saying is, I want us to really see that we are the center of whatever we do. We are the meat and the potato in all this. Now, having that in mind, it means that for me to achieve whatever I want to achieve, for me to achieve my goals or my objectives, right, I'm going to better myself. It's me to do whatever I need to do. It's about you, it's about me, right? So it is really make me grow. It's really make me go through the push-ups and stuff. Now, I have a few points that I really want to us to kind of go through. Well, I know it's a million things that really less the chances of doing well, and a million things for us to really do or to practice or to engage in to do well. But I've just got a few points that I want us to focus on today. And I'm going to share this screen. If Charles will help me. Yes, Charles?
Yeah, yeah. Are you having problems there? Just at the bottom, the green button at the
At
bottom.
the bottom. Right, so I need to make it bigger. Right, yes.
You're not sharing yet. You haven't started sharing yet.
All right. Yeah, so I've done that and I've done that.
Yep,
Visible.
it's coming.
Right, so it's visible now. You can see, can you?
We can see a blank screen saying Stephen Buragania has started sharing, but I can't see any.
We can't see any pictures.
It's paused. So I need to resume here. You see, Charles?
Yep,
Yes?
we can see it now.
Okay, that's good. So point number one that I really want us to consider today or discuss today is to really approach the new year with a sense of purpose. Okay? Approach it with a sense of purpose, which means that you have reasons, you have reasons to go for the new year. As it did, Charles did share a little earlier, the new year resolution becomes a problem to many people simply because you look back and say, well, I tried first time, second time, third time, it failed. So there's no point of doing it if it doesn't work. But what I think is if you're gonna have a clear sense of purpose, something that's gonna give you a pull tool, that can really help. That can really help into going in this new year with some energy. Okay, so the power of purpose. So you set up something meaningful. Okay, so this coming year, I have A, B, C. I really want to achieve a meaningful goal. Okay, a meaningful something that really excites you. That really pulls you towards that direction. The thing is, see, through your life experience, you have your past. And it's very easy for you to just lingering past, and then the past can keep you pulling back. You try this child, you fail, you try second time, you fail, and you can dwell into that, or you can be looking into what's going on a little bit here and there. You get distracted side by side, and you just around, and the day passes. January goes, February goes, you just. But if you have a clear purpose, that this is what I really want to achieve, this is my objective, and you set it well, you see the benefit, you see the results, you see what's going to look like, you see what's going to be, that pulls you toward that direction, give you meaning to, wake up in the morning and do that jogging, wake up in the morning and do whatever you need to do, So the stronger the purpose you have, the greater the pull, the intensity, the excitement, So number one, face the year with the power of purpose. Have a purpose that, well, I'm not just a number, I'm not just existing. I've got a new year, want to make a difference in my life, family life, in the universe, in my community. Just find something that's going to give you a sense of purpose. Okay, so that's one. Anyone want to contribute? You're welcome. Tombe, Charles, for 1 minute, you can contribute before I proceed.
I don't know if it's directly entwined with what you're saying now,
Yeah.
but I think before you started your presentation, you're saying something. You touched on the Earth spinning,
Yeah.
basically, and a year, a month, an hour, a day. So
Yes.
what I think that kind of correlates with is time management.
Mhm.
So I mean, like the previous sessions, we talked about money management,
Yeah.
and I think that and we were talking about budgeting. So it's almost like when you're trying to budget for money, the same thing you need to do with your time. You need to budget your time, and you need to allocate the most important things. And I think it ties in with purpose and with making goals, because time always ties in with where you want to go. You say, oh, I'm going to meet this person at this time, at that place, or at that place at this time. So I think time management ties in with purpose and your goals and the achievements that you want to set for yourself. You know,
Mhm.
so I don't know if it makes sense like that, but that's what I wanted to say.
Well, yes, it does. It does make sense, Tom. But because you see, one thing that we need to know, what I believe. You see, when we were in school, we're doing whatever questions with child will remember. There's something that are given, okay, and there's something which are variable. Now we need to know the time is there. We can't change it. What is it? Well, you say given, I don't know, but they are given in the variables. Now the thing that you cannot change, they're there by default. Whether you want or you don't want, January is gonna come. And Mr. Ron, I love him, say you cannot rip a calendar, say I don't like it, or rip a calendar. It's not gonna remove January from existing. So you and me are the variable. So you and me are the one to change. So if I reflect back and I look at my past years and see whatever happened. Now you can start afresh today, as Charles is saying, fresh new page. Say, okay, now I'm gonna face the new year with a clear sense of purpose. I'm gonna set up something that's gonna pull me, it's gonna push me, it's gonna excite me, it's gonna make me go. I'm gonna go, and see it happen and realize, and starting to have that imagination and just go after it. More than that, the time is gonna take. Clock, 24 hours, Tuesday. Clock, 24 hours, Wednesday. We can't stop that. But you and me are the one to really change. You and me are the one to really feed into the times and the seasons and all that we need to do. And as we can see on this wherever I've chosen here, say people fail, in life. It's not because they don't have the talent. Each one of us has something, but lack of purpose, could be one of the reasons. There is no purpose. You have to go something that really pushes you, something that really, give that adrenaline that I want to go. Somebody like the Tesla guy, you know, well, I can't. Is Elon Musk or something? You can sit down and say, "Come on, you're making some project to go to Mars. What's benefit? You see, but that's what gives him that adrenaline. You understand? It's beyond solving small little problems. That's the drive, and that's what really wakes him up in the morning. Okay, so set your goals and face a year with a clear sense of purpose. So that's the point number one that I wanted to reflect on today. Point number two is that self-confidence. Okay, how you feel about yourself, very important. Now you can reflect back on last year and see that you battered. You tried a lot of things. Some of them are halfway, some things are quarter, some things didn't happen. Now you can lose confidence and say, well, I don't think it makes any difference. So you end up not setting no goals. You just happen, New Year comes, January, you go to work, just business as usual. But now you're gonna time to time build your self-confidence. And how do we do this? We do this by setting up small goal and achieve it. After achieving it, celebrate, have a glass of Coca-Cola. My friend Charles, now he's retired. He used to love the Coca-Cola. Now he's born again. He doesn't drink no more. But, set some
How I
small.
wish.
I thought you were. So set up some small goals, And I think, Charles, we did share, I think 2 years ago, a little program, that you can put things down, and then at the end of the week you come and do your numbers. You see, the profit and loss, how much you've achieved and how much you've failed. But you need to know that self-confidence that I have, self-confidence you have, affects the life. It affects your future, affect your health, affect your everything. So you need to see the importance of this. Time to time, you can see like, oh, it doesn't make no sense. I am what I am. I can do what I can do, and I cannot do what I cannot do. But for me, I think it's something that we really need to, time after time. As we brush our teeth every day, we're going to look into self-confidence in various areas, right? In finance, how confident am I? Public speaking, if you are, in the job that you do, in family issues, you build confidence. Okay. Now, as seen here, self-confidence is one of the great powers towards achieving our goals and our objective in life purpose. And it means that it's the willingness to do whatever it takes to achieve, what we want to achieve. Okay. And we do this by achieving our daily goals that we set, so to speak. So you set your little goal, you do what you need to do, you achieve it, and that's all now I can do. And there's a normal little process that when we are kids, for example, we do. They teach you how to write alphabet, you know how to do alphabet. And then tomorrow when they say, oh, Charles, write your name, you know how to write your name, with no problems, you see. But the challenge comes as we grow older. We get immersed in different, and we know these small little things, okay? But we need to know that somehow some things we are failing to achieve because subconsciously, without thinking, we lack the self-confidence to do them. Okay. And the simple area is like goal setting. If we ask people, why they don't set goals, it could be simply because they've lost confidence. Okay. They've lost that drive that, well, I can achieve this. They tried a few times and it didn't work. And then they say, well, I can't do it. But what I want to really remember is we need to do our best to do the necessary that we can to build our self-confidence. And this is really by putting yourself and myself in the paces, register to the gym, go do, feel the muscles, get the pain, do a little bit more. After some time, you're done. You have little confidence in doing the gym. You say, oh, can you run? Now you say, yeah, I can run 15 minutes because you've done it. So the key thing is I need to set up some things like, okay, now I want to be somebody with XY knowledge, Forex, for example, or, stock market, for example, or whatever it is. You try small, try a little bit here and there, and then build your confidence. Okay. So we have to be able to kind of rise above what happens. That's important because you see, at times you can be entangled by what happens, and you're failing by what happens. But we need to be able to really rise above the setbacks, about what happens, about the negative energy, about whatever is going around. Raise above that, and go forward, succeed. Okay. Anyone who wants to chip in, you can chip in for a minute.
Yeah, may I say something? I think self-confidence goes hand in hand with your first point of purpose, and I think it comes in at a perfect place. That if you have purpose, and another way to look at purpose, I think it's if you're deliberate with the way you live, if you're always intentional. Like you don't have what I call aimless existence. Aimless existence where you just find yourself doing stuff, but you don't really have a particular reason why you're doing those things the way you are doing them, if that makes sense. So there may be really good things you're doing. I mean, you're going to work. It's very noble. You're working. It's very noble. Getting an income to be able to pay your bills. It's very noble. But if you don't have a method in that madness, if you like, if you don't have a plan in mind as to what it is you're really trying to achieve, or what it is that you're really trying to get out of that, whether that be in a day, in a week, in a month, a year, or your whole lifetime for that matter.
Yeah,
I think that's how it ends up really knocking on our confidence, because what so many times we put a blame on the shortfalls. We sometimes think it's the shortfalls that knock our confidence. That when we've done something and it didn't quite work out, we think it is that scenario that knocks our confidence. But I think our confidence gets knocked out more by the fact that we get those shortfalls in the midst of us not really knowing what we want.
yes.
So you're in a situation where you're being hit or burdened by these shortfalls, but at the same time, you're kind of thinking, why am I in this situation in the first place? So you almost like your first instinct is to run away from that situation as quickly as possible, and that's you losing your self-confidence. So you don't want to deal with it, because in a way you kind of don't have big enough a reason to kind of persevere through it. So I think these two go really hand in hand. So I'm definitely with you there. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Charles. Yeah, so as Richard highlighted, yes, self-confidence is one of the good powers that we need to look into, that can really help you and me achieve our objective. Okay, and it's a willingness to do whatever it takes for you to achieve your goal and objective. So you're battered one time, you're gonna stand up and take another one. So it's necessary. It's necessary for us to succeed, really. More than that, you can just sit down and say, well, I'm finished, and then that's it. So let's build it, let's work on it. And as Charles say, we need to kind of be able to filter through all whatever things, the circumstances and the scenarios and whatever it is. Those things are going to be there, but you're going to be able to rise above that and then build the confidence. So another point that I want us to consider is enthusiasm. Okay, I normally struggle saying it, but today I'm going to try my best. It's enthusiasm. All right, the energy, the fuel. Yeah, the energy and the fuel that really makes things happen. Okay, it's a yeast, these guys say, that really make the bread blossom, bread go up. And this is really, really important in you and me achieving whatever we want to achieve. If we are looking to next year, there is a goal that we want to achieve, we're going to have this. And I was trying to kind of think and reflect a little bit. And I did discover something which is very, someone said this, and I was very happy with this. It's saying about this is 90% inwards and 10% outside. When I was growing up, I didn't know. I was thinking is the jumping, that the screaming and the happy jolly. That's the yeah, but that is not. That is not. It is 90% inside, quiet. The deep down. That determination that I'm gonna make sure this happens. I'm gonna make sure I'm succeeding on this. I'm going to make sure I do whatever it takes for me to achieve what I want to achieve. Very important. Now, it's not about being loud or, doing some dramas and stuff, but it's that determination, which is powered by, a sense of purpose. Again, it's going to come with the self-confidence that we spoke about. Okay, so I have a confidence, yes, I've done this before, I can do it again, so the feeling of assurance, that I can accomplish the objective, the goals and the targets that I've set for myself. Okay, so I think if it is something that need to be cultivated, I think it's important we we cultivate it. Okay, so initially I was thinking it's something that just maybe happens, you know, inside it happens. But I think, well, it could be something that I need to cultivate, right? It could be is a habit or is a character or is a behavior or whatever it could be that I need to really work on it because it's important for me to achieve my goals, right? It's like an oxygen, you know, that you put on fire and the fire explodes. So if you don't have this, you're gonna go like, and then that's finished. And I think if I can recall well, Winston Churchill, he said that enthusiasm is going failure after failure, whatever. I can't recall, but he said, you know, you need to be ready to go through paces and fail again and fail again without losing enthusiasm. Okay, so you go through stuff, but you don't lose that. Very, very important. So is your homework and my homework to see what are the ingredients for this, because you need this. Otherwise, you're not going to be that energetic to do something. You're not going to be inspired to go about something. Okay, so this is another point. So anyone who want to chip in, Paul, Tombe, you're welcome.
I don't know if it ties in with what you're saying about enthusiasm, but
Yeah,
there's these three things: determination, dedication, and discipline. I think maybe enthusiasm interlinks with determination, because without being enthusiastic about the goals and the achievements that you want to achieve, you know, you can't be determined. And then it just rolls into dedication, which is, you know, consistency and discipline, you know, just the focus of what you want to achieve, the goals that you want to achieve in life. So that's my input quickly.
yeah. If I can ask for a minute, because we haven't got too much time. If I can ask for 1.5 minutes, like, you know, I want us to chip in, really discuss, you know, what can we, because we know we need this thing. And then in my experience, it happens. So for example, you've gone to the seminar and you listen to, you know, great motivation speech, and you come up fired up, you know, you come home, follow whatever they say, you know, they say, you know, have a notebook, put down your goals and do this. You do that for 3-4 days. And then after that, it just goes away. So where's the leak in here, Charles? 1 minute. Where's the puncture, you know, that make this go out?
Yeah, I think partly it's because we look at it the wrong way. I think we've said it here before, a while back. I think probably when we were talking about self-motivation. I think we had a talk on self-motivation a while back, and I think where we get it wrong is we think we can get one dose of motivation at the beginning of the year, and that will last us throughout the year. But I don't think life works that way. I mean, it's the same way as taking a shower. You don't take a shower once a year and hoping you're clean for the rest of the year. Or you don't go to church one Sunday and then say, you know, I've done my dues to God for the rest of the year because I'm fine. It's like as humans, we have to keep doing the same things again and again to compound the results of what we want. And therefore, it's the same with motivation. It's such a negative world out there, and the opposite of motivation is discouragement and disappointment and failures and shortcomings that we were talking about, and we get these on a daily basis throughout the year. So I think the way to approach motivation and the way to approach enthusiasm, and another word for it, I'll give it to you, passion. The way to approach it, it's something that has to be a daily endeavor, rather than something that you look back and say, oh, I did this seminar or I attended this motivational speakers conference 6 months ago. Why am I not seeing results today? It has to be something that continues.
Good. Thank you, Charles. Right. Another point that I want us to consider. Oh,
Mr. Stephen.
Hello, sir.
Can I just probably say something there? Just a minute or a second.
Yeah, a minute, please, because we haven't got much.
For me, I think the greatest friend or whatever goals you have set or destiny or whatever you want to achieve is your daily routine. And so is your greatest enemy.
Yeah.
So your daily routine can be your greatest friend or enemy, because it's what you do daily that takes you to whatever. The problem that we mostly have, we have different daily routine, and then we have different goals. So daily routines, they take us to another destination, while our goals want to take us to another destination. But if your daily routine is aligned with where you are going,
right,
then
thank
you
very
don't need much
Paul.
motivation.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, thank you, Paul. You see, this is the reason why I was talking about having purpose. Because you see, if you have a purpose, you know that this is where I'm going. I'm going to London. You know, when I go and catch a train that takes you to Newbury, you understand? So every move you make is going to be heading toward that direction. Now, Paul said it very well. It's very true. You know, in the book, we go different something. In the mind, different something. And what we do is something different. So, got three different things going on. If I just, Charles, show me your goals, you're going to show me nice list of goals. Right. In his mind, he's thinking some, whatever he's thinking, failure and issues and circumstances and challenge. What he does is completely opposite. So you got all this mix up, nothing happens. So it is very, very important to kind of really focus. So another point that I want to kind of discuss and highlight as we get in next year is expertise, right? I want to be an expert in something, because you see, the year goes past, and it should be after 5 years I've mastered maybe 4 skills. You know, every year I want to master one skill. So I'm 40 something. Remove the year that I've been to school. You know, as an adult, if I say each year I want to master one skill, I want to master, you know, I want to be the best in golf. I don't want to be Tiger Woods, but I just golf. You know, next year I want to be tennis. The following year I want to be whatever goal that you're setting. You know, now I should have maybe a few expertise, not like too, but at least the idea. At least I can swing something. I can do a snooker or something. You know, I'm an example. So we're gonna be really benefiting if we will focus into this one as well. It's one of the things that we don't normally don't look into our normal daily lives. You know, it will, you know, mostly you can look on this professionally if you are an accountant, or if you're a doctor, and then you just going to refer into that and fix yourself into that. But I think you can expand this a little bit, right? And then try to see how much skills you can excel into, you know, and that's you know, that's going to benefit you. But again, you can choose some few areas, you know, in whatever you choose to do, whichever goal that you want to set. You can set whatever few goals you want to set. But I want us to kind of really have that thing in us that I want to really be an expert. I want to excel in X, Y, Z skills. Okay. So you're not settling for nothing less than outstanding performance in whatever you want to do. You know, you want to be the best in whatever thing that you've set to do. You know, if you're going for a run, 2 miles, you want to make sure after 6 weeks, the time is increasing, you know, it's decreasing. If first week I'm running 2 miles in 10 minutes, you know, if I keep running the same route, I expect like I'm going to run the same distance in a shorter time, and that's good. You know, I'm excelling in something. And yeah, so if you're willing to demand of yourself to be the best you could be, you know that you do. So you develop that personality, you know, and influence if you can, relationship, entrepreneurship, in business, you know. So you're just going to be excellent in whatever you know. So you want to master something, you know. So you're going to set up your goals with this coming year, 2022. You know, I want to master master 1, 2 things, 1, 2, 3, 4 skills. You know, I want to be the best in this one. I want to learn something, you know, new, and I want to really be good at it. It's a good thing. It's going to make you grow as a person, as a human being, you know, and you're going to be able to contribute better in the society, if I can say. So Brian Tracy says a continuous learning, you know, is a minimum requirement for success. So you're going to make sure you read the books, you know, you do what you're going to do, you know, and I think that is important. Another point that I want us to consider, due to time I'm rushing, is preparations. In here is a lot you can say. You can talk for weeks on preparations, because everything needs preparations, you know. From the day we are born, we start eating milk and stuff, you know, we go in nursery, you prepare for the you know, year 1. You do year 1, you prepare for year 2. You do year 2, you prepare for, so we prepare. Now, it's very sad that most of the time we just kind of wake up and by default we just go throughout the day, you know. But well, I don't have the habit, but I'm considering prepare my day, you know, prepare the day tomorrow. How am I going to approach tomorrow? You know, prepare the next week. How are you going to approach next week, for example? Okay, so it's really, really important to make sure that we are preparing. You know, success needs preparations. You know, if we don't prepare, then possibly when opportunity comes, it's going to pass us by, because you're not prepared, we're not ready. Okay, so all the time, let's be ready. You know, when opportunity appears, you're ready to grab it. Mr. Ron always says, and I like this, you know, he says that, see, life is not designed to give us what we need. It's designed to give us what we deserve. Okay, you don't things because you want it. No, you get things because you deserve to get what you need to get. So every value, we need to pay for it. You know, you can't just sit in the house and say, oh, give me a graduation certificate. That's not going to happen. Okay, everything that happens and you expect to happen, well, we're going to do something good. So a seed for you to reap a harvest. Okay, you can't say, oh, you know, I want to have a big muscle. You need to do push-ups for that muscle to come. Or be healthy. You're going to do some things about health style, you know, healthy living, or, you know, healthy lifestyle for you to be healthy. Okay, so all rewards are coming to you after you pay the price. Okay, so preparations is one of the things that I want you and me to kind of really focus on as we go into this new year. So, and the setting is, if you knock, the door will open. It won't open until you knock. Okay, if you seek, then you find. You won't find if you don't seek. That's what it is. If you plant, then what? Then you're potentially able to reap the harvest. That's what it is. So it's important then to see that we need preparations. If you have a farm, you need to prepare to put the seeds on the ground. You're going to prepare for everything. Everything needs preparations. Okay. So if we need ideas, opportunities, you're going to be preparing for them. They're not going to just go, oh, I need good ideas and someone hand over. No, you're going to prepare. And how do? You know, you start reading the books, you start finding out, you start searching, you start looking. And then when they come, you know that they are coming because you've been searching, you've been looking, you've been preparing. Okay. So preparations, very important. Anyone who want to say something for a minute, please, because we haven't got too much time.
I think maybe pride ties in with it as well, because some people say pride is a bad thing. It can be, you know, too much pride is not good for you, but taking pride in your work and, you know, striving for giving yourself high expectations and trying to achieve the best concerning the pride in your work and what you want to do. I think you know, people who want to succeed should take pride in their work and always have that high expectations to what they want to achieve.
Good. Thank you, Tombe. Another point that I want us to discuss is self-reliance. Okay. Now, this is very important. It's a skill. It's whatever value that, you know, I think for me, it makes sense. I understand that time to time you might need, okay, here and there, people putting in, you know, or whatever it is, in whatever capacity, 100%, 40%, 60%, which is good. But I think it's good to cultivate a habit of self-reliance, which means you simply look mostly in yourself, primarily on yourself. So saying that, well, whatever happens, I am responsible. Okay. If I need help, well, I need help. But if it doesn't happen, I am responsible, right? So you're learning, and I'm learning to count on myself. I'm taking responsibility of whatever it is, right? And it's a good skill as a family man, whatever, as a businessman, as a leader, you're going to have this. And I don't mean this like to be arrogant or to deny whatever you don't need help. No, you do. Okay, you do need help. You do need other people's input. But this means that you are, if there is an idea, if there's a job to be done, if I'm the boss, if there is whatever need to be done, well, I'm going to be there. Okay, taking fully responsibility. If everyone say it didn't work, it doesn't work, well, I got to be the last person to say, yes, I think it doesn't work. Simply because I put myself into it. Okay, so self-reliance. Another point I want us to consider is the image. Okay, I think we've had discussion about self-image. This, but again, I think it's something very important to focus on as you go into 2022. You've set your new resolutions. Now, these are the things that can hinder you and me from achieving the goals that we've set. You know, how do I see myself? How do other people see you? You know, because all this has an effect. Because I said earlier in the beginning, you know, we are the one to do these things. So you can have, oh, this is a problem, oh, that is a challenge. Of course, but the challenge, the problem, they're there, but I am the one to do. If I don't do, nothing happens. Okay? So what people see us is important, but how we see ourselves is even most important. I think that's number one. Okay? So, and we know self-image is simply, you know, how you talk, how you dress, you know, how we communicate, you know, how we, whatever, present ourselves. But this has an effect on how much I can accomplish or you can accomplish, you know, how you see yourself. So it's important that time to time you go and look in the mirror, say, you know, Charles, right, here I am. Okay, what do I see myself? How do I think of myself? Well, I can have my opinion, everybody can have their opinion, but what Charles says about Charles, that matters. That's the end of everything. Because everybody else can see, oh, Charles is a hero, Charles can do this. But if you yourself you see like a squirrel, it's finished. It doesn't matter how much we praise you as a hero, it makes no sense. So number one is how you see yourself. What do you say about yourself? What do you think about yourself? You know, what do you see yourself? How you feel about yourself? And the whole thing about yourself, you know, spiritually, emotionally, physically. What do you see yourself? Very important as we go into 2022. Okay. So how I appear to other people is important, but how I appear to myself is ultimately important. Very, very important. So you're gonna make sure that you know you reflect and look into this because it has the potential to really affect the outcome that we get. Okay, and this is my best man here. Say, you know, you have the potential to transform your world, which is true. So you and me are in charge. Okay, so we are capable to alter. We're capable to adjust. We're capable to change, whatever it is. Okay, as I said earlier, I said before, we are the variable. You know, you cannot change January. It's going to be there every year. There January, every year there is February. We can't change it. It's 24 hours, you cannot change. But you and me can change ourselves to fit into whatever we want. Another point is character that I think we need to consider. Becoming a person of high values, a person of principle, a person of honesty, and we be the people that we earn the respect that we have. Okay, all the time working toward improving this. Okay, so we work, build, and develop on this. And I think this is important. You know, I put a lion over there because you see, a lion is nice and calm. He's got no problems, no issues, got strong character, no problems. So I do believe that some things will come as a default, but some things in this, we're going to work on them, right? And again, is a value that really affects how much we can achieve or how much we can succeed in whatever thing that we set to do in the coming years. Another point that we want us to consider is self-discipline, and that's ability to make yourself do what you should do, when you should do, whether you feel it or not, right? And this is very tough. I'm going to be honest. It's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult. It's something that really has a potential and it's been a pain to most people. The discipline. So you set up something, you do 2-3 days, 1 or 2 weeks, and then start going backward slowly and then disappears. And once this goes away, that means success might be slipping away. Because for us to succeed, most things we need consistency, right? Repetition. Keep doing what you're doing. Not doing 1 week, 1 week, 1 month, and then you stop. You're gonna keep doing it, consistently, and then that's how things get better. So we're gonna, find a way and cultivate a way of, nourishing this ingredient or this value, self-discipline. Okay. The next point I want to consider is an extraordinary performance. Okay, so it's going an extra mile to achieve above ordinary. Okay, the extra bit, and if up to now we have achieved what we've achieved, it's because we've done to that extent. Now, if we want anything extra, which means we need to put extra. That's what it is, right? It's proportionate. Okay, if you put 10, there is amount you're gonna get. If you put 20, possibly it's gonna double, right? So if you're gonna cultivate that, okay, this coming year, I'm gonna set myself a goal or an objective, to put an extraordinary performance in whatever I do for me to have an excellent result, that's something worthwhile. So if you want to live an extraordinary life, you must do an extraordinary things. If you want an extraordinary income, basically you got to do an extraordinary things. If you want an extraordinary results, the same, you're going to put the same input to have similar output. So, and this is, it's not a demand from the government or a demand from the society or whatever it is. It's for you to make a decision and say, well, I'm going to put myself through the paces to perform and deliver this. So it's something that you really set up for yourself. And if you really believe, really put into practice, and I believe after a year you're going to be somebody a little different from the previous year. Okay, so for this I'm going to say thank you because we really ran out of time. And
Stephen.
I'm gonna finish here for today.
Stephen.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sorry, brother. Can you just quickly go over self-reliance, please? I just need to finish writing that down, please.
Yep.
Thank you, brother.
Yep. So that's it for today, and I would like to thank everyone for being in here. I know we've been really pacing around quickly, but again, the point I've covered today, I'm going to go through them quickly. And if you want, you can research on them and, see how much you can get. The number one is the power of purpose. So approach New Year with a sense of purpose, okay? Something that pulls you, something that gives you that drive, you're looking into the new year. Stop thinking about the past and being pulled backwards, but make sure that you have something that really makes you go forward. And point number two that we discussed was self-confidence. So build this up. This is going to help you jump over hurdles. When you find a challenging, difficult situation, you find yourself in, some situations, this will help you to pull through. Another point that we discussed is enthusiasm, the energy, the fuel to go after the goals and objectives. They all want to succeed. You're going to make sure you have this inside. Another point that we discuss is expertise. Make this your goal. Master something. Be an expert in some sort in whatever area that you choose. It's a good thing. It's good if you can master 10 whatever skills, 50, 20 is good, but set up something and master 1 or 2, 3 that you set yourself. Number 5, we spoke about preparation. Very important. Make sure that you prepare. Everything in life need preparations. In success need preparations. Meals that we eat need preparations. Everything need preparation. So preparations is inevitable. We can't avoid it. So prepare for success. Prepare for your everything, that you do. Very important. Prepare for your day, prepare for your week, prepare for your next year. Another point that we discussed is self-reliance, which means you simply look mostly on yourself, primarily rely on yourself, because this means you're not going to say, Charles didn't do. You're going to be in the blame culture, No. Say, I will do it. So if you do, you do. If you don't, then you got nobody to blame. Maybe you blame yourself, but primarily look onto yourself, okay? I didn't say that we shouldn't involve other people. We should, but primarily they take 100% responsibility. Another point I would say is image, the power of self-image. How do you see yourself? The people see you. So other people can see you. Of course, you can't control, possibly. How you see yourself counts. Very important. So look in the mirror and then see what you think about yourself. And then we spoke about character, becoming a person of high values, principles and stuff. And then make sure that you refine it, time after time, year after year, make it better. Okay. Another point that we discussed is a self-discipline, which I think is a key for every success. You set up alarm, 5 o'clock, you wake up. If it's jogging, you go for a jog. If it's to do whatever you need to do, you do it consistently without failing. Okay. Another point that we have discussed is about an extraordinary performance, so going an extra mile to achieve above ordinary, just set up that. You don't need to be a CEO of a big organization to do that. You can be a CEO of your own, set up some goals. And when you achieve them, you say, yes, I've done that, extraordinary. So for this, I'll say thank you. And I'm going to leave Charles because of my time. I'm going to leave you. If Charles will proceed to close up, please, Charles, close up for me. But otherwise, thank you very much and have a nice weekend.
Thank you so much, Stephen. That was a powerful presentation, and we are wrapping up anyway. We'll be done within a minute or two. Thank you so much for that. I think the points that Stephen has been sharing are so powerful, very important. And I think the point he said at the very end, we need to start approaching our lives as if we are CEOs of our own destinies, if you like, is a really good note to end with today. That it's not, it's, sometimes we take our lives so lightly. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We waste our time. We don't really take stock of our own achievements and failures. We don't really put value to who we are in our existence, really. And then as a result, we get surprised by the results that we get out of life. And so it's very important to take these matters seriously. Take your achievements very seriously. your successes very seriously, your failures very seriously, and learn from them, and go through some of these points that Steve has been sharing, and the others that I shared with you guys 2 weeks ago, to really try and build up your own roadmap, your own plan for next year. And that may be general, holistically looking at everything together, but it may be on a particular matter. There might be something that you've been struggling with for a long time, something you really wanted to do, that may, whether that be financially, whether that be career-wise, whether that be physically, relationship terms, that you say that this year I want to work on this particular thing, and really use these tools, these nuggets that we've been sharing here to really perfect whatever it is that you want to achieve through expertise, through self-reliance, through self-discipline, taking responsibility, through learning, through learning through mistakes, through all the things that Steve has been sharing. So I think it's very important that we take these matters and really put them to use for while we build our own roadmaps for year 2022. On that note, I wish you all a really successful year 2022, because this is our final meeting for this year. So our next meeting, I think, will be on the 2nd week of January, but the actual date will be confirmed soon enough. So watch this space. Apart from that, I hope you all will enjoy your time of festivities as we're approaching Christmas. And I hope to see you all in January, all fired up and ready to take that year in the scruff of his neck and really run with it to your success. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care of yourselves, and see you next year.
Thank you, brother. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to you too, Tommy.